Go.
A short delivery. David Boone gets us away. It'll be the first boundary of the evening. Phil Simmons short and down the leg side. Richardson electing to use him as the opening bowler this evening.
One thing the opening bowlers cannot afford to do is stray down the leg side. These batsmen are both going to be looking for the ball short. They're going to be very suspicious of it, and they're definitely trying to get bat on ball if it is at all short. And this races down to long leg for the first boundary of the innings. I think Richie Richardson taking the view that in this shortened game, he'd like to get his number 5 bowler out of the way quickly and save the better strike bowlers, the bigger guns for later on.
David Boone again sweating on that short ball. One of the things that you'll do as a batsman under these conditions will be to keep an eye out for anything short, because it should just sit up and look at you. The drive is the one shot that the batsman will fear on this wicket. That's in the air. Has it carried? No, it hasn't. Phil Simmons a bit frustrated. Brian Lara catching it on the half volley. Some frustration there as well. None for 13 Australia. Ian Bishop will continue from the Randwick end. That's wide outside the off stump this time. And Mark Taylor enjoys that.
Well, of course, with only 30 overs to play with, uppermost in the batsman's mind is the fact that he has still to get on with it. These shortened games often producing a flurry of shots. On this occasion, Mark Taylor finds the gap just past gully. Carl Hooper, no chance of cutting that off.
Ian Bishop struggled to find the right line and length. Curtly Ambrose has now been trusted with the ball. One of the great line and length bowlers of his era. That's an uncomfortable sort of delivery.
It's a very uncomfortable sort of delivery. Taylor going on the back foot and having to readjust horribly. Curtly Ambrose already looking a far harder proposition than Ian Bishop was from that end before him.
It's a wide. And that's also some extras, as Junior Murray has a bit of trouble dealing with it. So 4 byes as well as the no ball. Junior Murray finding the movement off the pitch a little bit difficult to handle. It's again short. Mark Taylor is sweating on those short deliveries, as we saw early in the over when he got hit on the arm. They're so anxious to pick up balls that are short because the scoring opportunities are going to be restricted if the ball is pitched up. Phil Simmons will continue. The lights are on here at the SCG. That's the problem with the one that's pitched up. Phil Simmons has taken 4 overs to get one up there, and when he has, it's proven too much for Mark Taylor. The ball going between bat and pad, probably getting a bit of movement back off the pitch. And the first wicket for Australia has fallen. Mark Taylor bowled by Phil Simmons.
That's the ideal length from Phil Simmons. Just comes back in there. You can see it pitch and jag back in quite sharply, defeating that intended drive from Mark Taylor. The first Australian wicket falls. And Australia are 1 for 31.
Dean Jones comes in to replace Mark Taylor, and we also have a change in the commentary position as Michael Holding moves in, and alongside him is Ian Chappell.
Phil Simmons getting the first breakthrough. The West Indies have been bowling a little too short so far. Finally got one up there and clean bowled Mark Taylor. Really, Taylor just hitting around that one as far as I could see. And taking it first slip, Brian Lara taking that very comfortably. So once again, Phil Simmons is doing the job for his captain as a bowler.
I think they have finally realized that they have got to keep the ball up. There's no point banging the ball into the pitch if the pitch is slow. There you see, well pitched up, good away movement there by Phil Simmons. Excellent bowling. You have got to keep the ball up on this pitch. Australia lose their 2nd wicket. David Boone goes for 8. 2 for 32 Australia.
Steve Waugh gets a great reception as he strides out to the middle here at the SCG. Batting in the number 4 spot for Australia. Facing Phil Simmons, the wrecker at the moment. He picked up a couple of wickets in Perth, and now he's got 2 here at the SCG.
David Boone looking to play that towards the onside. Just a bit of away movement there for Phil Simmons. There you see David Boone looking to play it onto the onside. Brian Lara takes a comfortable catch.
Steve Waugh off the mark immediately. Well, the West Indies players were waiting for Steve Waugh to come out. Kirtley had something to say there to the West Indies, and fired the ball into the ground. He's certainly still in a very talkative mood down there at third man. Maybe he's a little peeved because Phil Simmons is getting all his wickets, Michael. Big shout from behind, and Steve Waugh is gone. So Phil Simmons has surpassed his Sunday performance at the Wacker. He's now got 3 victims.
Another well-directed ball again from Phil Simmons. Well pitched up, a little bit of away movement. Steve Waugh just compounding the problems here with the away movement by backing away.
Bloke at third man for Phil Simmons, suggesting that maybe they're going to bounce Mark Waugh.
Phil Simmons there dismissing Taylor Bold. In second, Boone playing towards leg, another outswinger. And his third, Steve Waugh caught behind, backing away. 3 wickets for Phil Simmons. Very good performance indeed.
Mark Waugh was in a bit of strife. He might have just slipped a little there as he tried to turn.
Yeah, that's the danger here. They are looking for the singles because they aren't getting a lot to hit. Mark Waugh coming a long way down, and with the damp surface, possibly just slipped. That would have been close.
Oh, what a great save. That was headed for the boundary. Saved a certain 4. It's 3 for 36 after 13. Chance. Oh, if it had hit, it was a real chance. Umpire Randall was in very good position. Brian Lara was the thrower.
The pressure is definitely on. The singles, they have got to be looking for them. Wow, that would have been out a long way. I think he would serve himself better by continuing to bowl within himself and just concentrating on hitting that seam, just on or about the off stump.
That's well called. Dean Jones calling and then coming quickly.
Yes, I think we are definitely going to be seeing some quick singles being taken here. Gus Logie doing nothing wrong, but just a little bit slow.
He's trying to get in on your specialty, Michael, the hurdles.
Yes, but I did that when I was batting, trying to get away from Dennis Lilly and Jeff Thompson.
Oh, that's a nasty delivery. A very nasty delivery.
We haven't really seen too many balls behave awkwardly, but this one did bounce awkwardly at Dean Jones. The length at which it was pitched, I don't think he expected it to get that high.
I thought for a moment that Hooper had that covered. Might just have been a little off balance as he pushed off for the catch.
Thick edge went flying away very fast. Watch his hand come into the play here. He just missed it, and it went bouncing away. This will give you a better idea. It went flying away very fast off the bat, and have a look at that. It was so close. Well, that brings up the 50. 102 balls have been bowled. 3 wickets are down.
Catch it!
That's a nice little chip shot. Back for the second. This will be close. No, he's home. He's quick.
Yes, that's great running. Absolutely wonderful. There's never, ever 2 runs there.
After this over is completed, there'll be 10 overs to go. Oh, that's got him. Yes, well done. He doesn't make many mistakes. And boy, doesn't that smile look good. It really did turn quite a long way. And wide, I would have thought, might have been called there, because he eventually brought it back a long, long way and took the bails off. Let's have another look at that.
I don't think he's going to get a wide for that, because it's pitched on middle and the batsman has made his own way towards the ball. The batsman's actually moved from his position on the batting crease. I don't see that he's going to get the benefit of a wide call there. It was well done by Murray, because he must have been unsighted for a moment. 17 to Mark Waugh and 4 for 61 to Australia. Damien Martin is the new batsman coming out after Mark Waugh was stumped off Carl Hooper. Mark Waugh seemed to think he might have got a wide call there, but it's not really going to make any difference. He's out stumped there. If he wants a wide, if a wide had been called, you can still be out stumped off a wide. And he is just about to say to the umpire, why wasn't wide?
Curtly Ambrose, and I can tell you that Curtly Ambrose has bowled a few magnificent deliveries, so it's not going to be easy for him. He's in fantastic form, and it really would be good to see him get a bit of a start here. But it's not going to be easy. They're in saving the 1. He's never scored a run in one-day internationals. This is his first match. And he's gone. Out for a duck in his first match. That's disappointing. What a ball, though. Just a little bit quicker. Just nip back a little bit. He was driving at it. And Damien Martin out. Bowled for a duck in his first one-day international.
He'd just come off 100 down in Melbourne in the Sheffield Shield game, and runs in the first innings as well. It's a bit lower this game. On top one moment, and not quite so much on top the next. 5 for 62 from 20.
Greg Matthews is the new batsman. He's got an average of 16 in this form of cricket.
Curtly Ambrose, who's bowling beautifully to Jones. Gets an edge and finds a gap. Slips wide, about third slip, and it goes between wicketkeeper and slip for 4.
Well, that's almost the best bet of finding the boundary tonight. Someone like Curtly Ambrose has been more than just a gentle handful for all the Australian batsmen. Finds the edge here from Dean Jones' bat, and he bisects that wide slip there on the keeper perfectly. There's no way third man's going to come round for that, and Australia will be grateful for any 4 they can get.
Jones beaten. Beautiful weight cut. He's gone. In fact, he walks. A thin edge. No shout from the fieldsman. Superb bowling by Curtly Ambrose. He brought Dean Jones forward, found the edge, and that's a very valuable wicket in the 25th over.
I think it's safe to say there's not much Dean Jones could have done about that. Another lovely delivery from Curtly Ambrose. You'll see perfect line. Cuts away very sharply. Dean Jones really does well to get a bat on it at all.
It's some pad, maybe some bat as well. Wait for the call from umpire Steve Randell. A leg by. Every run so important now. Just 4 overs remaining. No dot balls now. And there's 2 slips in for Curtly Ambrose to Greg Matthews. That's good running.
Greg Matthews still there. Ian Healy still there. It's about time. They really do need to try and get some good bat on ball just to get this target up a little higher for the West Indies.
Healy tries, he's out, straight to mid-on. That's fair enough, though, for me and Healy. You had to try in the final overs. Cummins at mid-on took the straightforward catch. A beautiful bowl, Curtly Ambrose. Very few half volleys, never too short. And Healy couldn't get enough room to hit it over mid-wicket. It went to mid-on, and that's out.
That's the trouble with trying to force a bowler of Curtly Ambrose's quality. Ian Healy really hoping this ball was slightly shorter. Had in mind to heave this ball over mid-wicket, but unable to get good bat on it. Lobs it gently to Anderson Cummins at mid-on, and that's a very simple catch indeed. Australia 7 now for 85.
Paul Rifle, the new batsman, taking guard. Umpire Darryl Hare. Curtly Ambrose bowling a beautiful spell of bowling Just the right length on a wicket that's giving plenty of movement off the seam. And Healy in pretty good position now. Just come on in a bit quickly, I think. It was certainly pullable. Matthews is in trouble. Rifle isn't too slow. Desmond Haynes missed. That must have been very close. In fact, it's Carl Hooper, is it? One of the better fieldsmen. He really had him cold. Rifle's not that quick.
Greg Matthews had to fend this ball off his body. Would have been a very, very tight decision.
Got away to a fairly good start, Australia. Up to about the 6th over, they're going reasonably well. First wicket fell at 31. Since then, it's been hard work. Nice, educated, wide by Matthews. He'll come back to the second.
This will be Anderson Cummings returning from the Randwick end.
Greg Matthews on strike. He's hit it. There's a man out there. He's under it. Big Curtly Ambrose. He's got him. The big buckets take the catch. Matthews doing the right thing. You had to go in the final over. But a very well-judged catch. And trouble for Australia.
Greg Matthews just proving how hard indeed it is to slog on this wicket today. Anderson Cummings' first ball of his last over strikes. Matthews aiming a huge blow over long on. Not really able to get all the bat on this. Getting it very high in the air. Curtly Ambrose comes round, judges the catch very well indeed, safely, and he's quite relieved about that. Greg Matthews not quite as happy, to say the least. The West Indies will celebrate the fall of another Australian wicket. Matthews out for 11. And Australia now 8 for 90.
Craig McDermott not on strike because they crossed.
This was the dismissal of Greg Matthews. Got this ball very high indeed, and Curtly Ambrose made 20 metres or so to get safely underneath it. Watches it drop right into the hands.
Australia in trouble at 8 for 92. That's good intelligent batting. They've got one. Will they come back for the second? It's Guswaogi coming in. Ball's over. They've got to get it. Yes, good running. The crowd roars. Good intelligent batting by the tailenders.
Gus Logie came in very quickly from deep point there. In fact, he came in so quickly he lost his balance just at the crucial moment at the end there. Sprawls on the turf, lets the ball go again, and the Australians very quick to seize that advantage. Every run very precious here to them.
The final over to be bowled by off-spinner Carl Hooper. Gave him out, full pitch. Judged LBW McDermott. Just seemed to be going down leg side from here, but it must have been hitting leg stump. Umpire Steve Randell had the finger up, and Carl Hooper picks up his second wicket.
I must admit, I thought that was very, very close first time round. We'll have a look at the replay just now to see exactly what line this ball was on. I think you'll find that's fairly comfortable, Bill. That's Midland leg. There's absolutely no doubt at all in Steve Randall's mind, none in mine at all. Craig McDermott misses out on the chance. A little bit of glory. He's out for 2. LBW bowled Hooper. Australia now 9 for 98.
They've been very patient, the crowd. They're very happy. They sat there for 3 hours before a ball was bowled. So there's 3 balls remaining in the final over from Carl Hooper. Full pitch again. Oh, would have been close to run out. Carl Hooper crossed quickly, didn't gather. Rifle was halfway. A 1 run for Michael Whitney. The final ball. Hit down and mid-on, and must go for 2. Phil Simmons, the fieldsman. So after 30 overs, Australia are 9 for 101. Over the West Indies are no wicket for 4. Right, that's good intelligent cricket over the circle. Brian Lowe hitting on the up. 9 overs for the circle restrictions in this innings of 30 overs. So if the West Indies are going to go early, they have to go now. Economy rate is good, 61.6. The bowls when the field's up. Roll in, gone through the right length, trying to hit down the ground. So Michael Whitney draws blood. Tremendous roar from the crowd. Lara, a clean bowl.
Yes, a bit of movement there from Mike Whitney. Ball pitching and coming back in to Brian Lara. Let's look at this ball. Pitching, hitting the seam, coming back into Lara. Hits that off stump. West Indies lose their first wicket. This could be interesting. Lara goes for 4. West Indies now 1 for 6.
Phil Simmons. It's a good reception. He's a very popular cricketer. He's an attacking cricketer. He'll be tested here by Michael Whitney on this pitch. That was good bowling by Whitney to get through Brian Lara's attempt to drive there. Cut back from off the leg, found the gate. Nice delivery. Lara trying to do the right thing, play shots early on while the field's up. Whitney just too good.
I think that's the length that he needs to bowl at.
Really behind the Australians in the field. They've been brilliant in these early overs. Some good saves already. Stunt vision gives you the view down the Sydney cricket ground under lights. McDermott comes up the hill from the land again. Nice deflection, just the single as Whitney comes in.
Well, Mike Whitney is certainly getting a lot of support here on his home ground. He couldn't have wanted a better start.
He'll give 200%, that's for sure, as will McDermott. Well, Simmons must be close. He's gone. They looked out. Yes. Trapped in front. Simmons out for a duck. Superb delivery. Sent to cut back and find him. Plumb in front.
That's a good ball from Craig McDermott. That definitely is the length that these fast bowlers need to bowl. Pitching. Coming back in. Possibly just clipping leg stump. Could have slide past, but the umpire decided that would have hit leg stump. McDermott strikes for Australia. Simmons goes. Smiling, but I don't think he's that happy. It's 2 for 7.
Captain Richardson taking a strike and he's under pressure. 2 for 7. Well, Simmons wasn't too happy with that decision, but I was comfortable with it. I'm having a look at the moment. Richardson off the mark. It's 2 for 8. Craig McDermott coming right arm over the wicket to the right-handed Phil Simmons. Did he hit the stumps or miss the leg stump? That's what's been asked.
I think there must be some doubt in that. The ball hit the batsman above the roll of the pads, and it did quite a bit. But in the umpire's opinion, he would have been out. So who is to argue?
And there it is. 2 for 8. Australia were 1 for 31 when Mark Taylor was bowled by Phil Simmons. And Desmond Haynes, technically one of the greats. Massive score of runs in one-day internationals and test matches. Struck high misfield. Go away for leg buys, or wasn't an edge. Goes for 4. Wait for leg buys. Beautifully bowled.
Inside edge, or so umpire Randall says. Michael Whitney strikes. Well, a couple of absolute rosiners to Richie Richardson.
Richie not very happy. Ball pitches, comes back between bat and pad. There's a big shout from behind the wicket. I think that's the critical wicket for this evening's game. The West Indies will find it very difficult from here. Richie Richardson has a look behind him, stands up straight, looks very disappointed. He's out for 6, and the West Indies struggling at 3 for 18.
Gus Logie is the new batsman for the West Indies. Tough times out there. Wickets falling all the way through this match. Maximum 30 overs each side. Last man out, Richie Richardson.
Playing the ball outside off stump. Cuts back. There's a noise there. Richie looks quite comfortable at that stage, but all of a sudden, down goes the head. Oh, really seaming back. Australians were quite confident.
problem umpire Randall would have had there would be to decide if the ball had hit the inside edge. Now Paul Rafel. Oh, that would have been a marvellous catch. What a sensational effort. Steve Waugh would have been the catch of the year, but instead it turned out to be a single.
What a magnificent piece of athleticism. A magnificent lunge to his right. Originally it was high and wide of him. He knocked it up and then had time and the presence and the ability to recover, and very nearly pulled off the catch of the century. Ones and twos are going to be very important here for the West Indies.
Got him this time. Stephen Waugh, who made the great effort earlier in the over, has picked up Desmond Haynes. This is a difficult pitch, as the Australians found, but they're bowling and fielding quite beautifully now.
In fact, if, as I now expect, Australia win this game, it'll be because they've bowled better than the West Indians. Been a beautiful piece of bowling there by Paul Rifle, a good length, a little bit of movement. Steve Waugh. The deep mid-off can also act as a sweeper when he hits it through mid-on.
All in vain because they ran 4, but it was a great effort. They'd even have done better without the assistance of the spectators. Steve Waugh is to be the bowler at the Paddington end.
Steve Waugh has also done very well in the World Series competition. That's overall, all countries who have played in the World Series competition in Australia. Craig McDermott leads as he does for Australia. Michael Holding in second place. Steve Waugh is in third place overall.
Yes!
So a few West Indian names in that list as well. Michael Holding, Joel Garner, Malcolm Marshall.
How brilliant. Isn't that one of the most brilliant things you've seen? The skipper has hurled himself away to the right and taken a sensational catch.
Captaincy has certainly brought the best out of Mark Taylor on this occasion. It's a good outside edge. Thrown himself away to the right. If that's not a classic catch, then I'm not here. Diving away to his right. Wicket-keeper was caught on the wrong foot. It was 4 runs if Mark Taylor hasn't taken that brilliantly as it's about to hit the ground. A delighted captain. And Keith Arthurton is on his way. The West Indies 5 for 31.
Training quite heavily now at the SCG. 15 overs have been bowled, as Greg Chappell pointed out, so there is a match. The umpires are having a look at one another. The batsmen certainly are.
The West Indies, probably for a couple of reasons, are better off staying out there. One, they're way behind if the match is shortened. But also, I would think probably the best thing for the batsmen in this situation is a bit of water on the pitch.
We'll just check the comparison here. The white line below the yellow line, that is the white line is the West Indies. And their progress, as we see, hasn't yet matched Australia's progress. And those 5 dots, the 5 wickets to fall.
It's beautifully hit. There was a shot like that Gus Logie put a hand on at point earlier in the game and saved 4.
There didn't seem to be much danger of anyone saving that one. Gus Logie very powerful there. He's always played his shots come what may. Is in some ways the ideal man for this situation for the West Indies. The fact that they're desperately short of runs in this innings won't stop him playing his shots.
11-run partnership, 27 balls. Man out there at deep point now. And he could be in trouble. But Ian Healy couldn't get a handle on it.
This seemed to be a late decision by Gus Logie to come back for two, and fortune favours the brave. He had a long way to go. This ball arrives in the half volley to Ian Healy, and unfortunately for Australia, the wicketkeeper didn't gather it.
That's the comparison after 19 overs. Gus Logie, the big hope for the West Indies now. He will hit. So Michael Whitney is long off.
Mark Taylor's got this field well set. Just at long off for Paul Rifle there, right in Gus Logie's arc, restricting the batsman to 1 run. These West Indies batsmen are going to need to take risks across the line of the ball to score their boundaries.
And well taken again by the skipper. He's having a very good night in the slips, Mark Taylor. One brilliant one, and that one a very safe catch.
This is lovely bowling from Paul Rifle. A perfect delivery, just nipping away again off this wicket. Carl Hooper tries to guide this ball down towards third man for 1. Only succeeds in just gliding it off the edge. Mark Taylor down very quickly with both hands.
Logie. And he gets it past second slip. Mark Waugh is in the second slip position. 50 is up for the West Indies, and Mark Taylor has been rewarded as a skipper by keeping in the first slip tonight. He's taken 2 catches.
The first one was a brilliant effort to Smith Atherton. On this occasion, safely gets both hands to the ball, low to his right. There's still good catching. Nice bowling too. A little bit of extra bounce there for Paul Rifle. Carl Hooper on his way.
Little sweep shot of Gus Logie's, and he's got it away to the boundary. Unorthodox at times. And Taylor again. Number 3 for the skipper. And that's the reward for being courageous as a captain. He's kept first slip in, and he's got 3 himself.
Mark Taylor's set a brilliant example as captain of Australia for the first time here today. He's caught anything that's moved near to him. He's kept the pressure on the batsman with some good fielding, set the standard for himself. Some good bowling here. Another lovely delivery from Paul Rifle. He's put that in exactly the right place. Just the right movement away from the bat. Very little Gus Logie could do. Mark Taylor catches it safely again. Logie is out for 20. West Indies top scorer. West Indies are 7 for 55.
He's brought Ian Bishop to the crease. And in the commentary box now, Bill Lawry and Tony Greig.
Well, the countdown has very definitely begun. Here we are, 37 runs, 30 balls, and Stephen Waugh being brought back. He's replacing McDermott, who's bowled 5 overs and taken 1 for 7. Waugh, on the other hand, 3 overs, 1 for 13. He's on his way now. In the air, he's got him, another one! You little beauty! Straight off the outside edge, straight to Taylor. What hands he's got.
Yes, and beautifully bowled by Steve Waugh. He was on the half volley. Junior Murray was into the drive. The outside edge, and that was a regulation catch, but he caught it so easily, and the big crowd here jumped to their feet. Look at that line, just a bit of movement away. Drove, tail, just to his right. As safe as a bank. Good catching and attacking cricket by the Australian team. This game almost over. Murray out for 2. It's 8 for 65.
Curtly Ambrose, will this be his big day with the bat?
And Stephen Waugh, ball.
Oh, what a good shot, straight down the ground, into the fence for 4. Curtly, could this be your night? A little tap of the gloves there. The last ball of this over, as long as it's not a no ball or a wide. Moving the mid-off back. Field just starting to spread a bit now. Oh, he's got him. Yes, got behind. That one bounced. It was a quicker delivery. A beauty it was too. It bounced, hit the edge, went flying away towards the keeper. Healy actually was a little bit surprised by the pace on it. Caught behind. So Bishop is out.
I see Bishop did well to glove that. That is one of the few balls that have really taken off. He's a big man. You watch this replay, the ball really bounces, and Bishop got a glove or bat to it. It really did take off, and just short of a good length, maybe a glove. Healy took the catch. That's probably the end for the West Indian side, although Ambrose, the non-strike, was ended with an over or so to go, but Bishop out for 11. He played pretty well. It's 9 for 75.
Well, that's what they've got to do. 16 runs, 6 balls, and the 6 balls will be bowled by Stephen Waugh. Well, that's well bowled, right up in the block hole.
Great change of pace, perfect length.
He's had to go at that one, and it has hit the edge, flying down towards third man. Are they going to come back to the second? This will be out, run out. Yes, he's gone. It's all over. He's given out, run out, all out for 87. So Australia win what has been a match played in very trying conditions for batsmen.